sport of wheelchair basketball is perhaps the world's biggest, most popular, and most exciting team-based adaptive sport on the planet. ASE Sports followed and covered the national level teams and circuit with top regional tourneys in Kansas City and Albuquerque, University of New Mexico. And then from the top 16 best U.S. teams gathered at U.S. Nationals in Louisville. First off in KC, the Denver Rolling Nuggets came rolling in much improved and sporting a top 16 ranking for the first time in years. Two big additions for the new-look Nuggets are former college standouts Alex Grunstein and Derek Bisnet, to go along with veterans Jen Chu, Justin Obermeyer, and Benny Mortensen, the former Chicago Bull shooter. Denver was first up facing the host Missouri Predators, who had also just moved up to a top 16 national ranking with some key new players. The game was tight and pretty even the first half, with both teams feeling each other out. The Nuggets showed some great teamwork and shooting and were led by Bisnet and Grunstein, while Missouri was led by its top college players like Matt Bolig. Denver came out on top by a couple buckets against KC Mizzou in both the first opening game and then in the semifinals the next day again, and advanced to the final championship game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who had just upset the highest-ranked team in the tournament, Seattle. Unfortunately for the Good News Nugs, the Timberwolves had hot shooting Evan Thorne, hitting everything in sight, and in the tight finish for the trophy, the difference was just a three-pointer for the win, falling about a foot short in a two-point win by Minnesota. The final tournament for all national-level teams is of course the NWBA's Nationals in Louisville, and every team in the country wants to make the top and Sweet 16 teams who play for the Final Four and championship. ASE Sports went to Louisville to capture the action and see if the number 2 Rolling Knicks could knock off the number 1 Dallas Mavericks. As it played out once again, New York has all the glamour with Paralympic stars Steve Serio and Pat Anderson, while Dallas has all the championships at the top of the sport with guys like Nickelberry and Nelms doing all the damage for the number 1 team in America. New York and Serio were on fire in the first national semifinal game in Louisville against Rogue Valley of Oregon. They opened a big lead in the first half and never looked back over their rolling shoulders for the easy win. Meanwhile, Dallas had a bit tougher time in their semifinal against Sacramento in the first half, but likewise pulled away in the second half for the victory. On Championship Sunday, the two top teams went to double overtime with Dallas taking it all once again in thrilling championship game fashion. Wheelchair basketball, at its highest level, is perhaps even more exciting, challenging, and compelling than regular basketball at its highest level. And ASE Sports will be following the top games and players of wheelchair basketball throughout the Nationals in Louisville again in the 2017-18 season. The players and leaders of the game that they love perhaps say it best.
There's a lot more positioning involved in wheelchair basketball because you can't just knife through people to get to the lane. You actually have to plan and pick people with your chair.
It's a different sport, so there's a learning curve for me. Speed, strength, I think I'm there. Just knowing the game.